Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is the start of another four-day race week here. We got a fast main track, firm turf course this afternoon. The weather just has been so incredible in South Florida, and you can see the flags up there. A strong wind coming out of the east, and southeast. I would say this afternoon, which is going to bring warm temperatures over the next couple of days. But as I mentioned, a beautiful day today. And in race number 4, we got a 9-race card. We got $750,000 in the jackpot guarantee. Of course, each and every day, a couple of pick fives, a couple of pick fours, lots of good action, exacta tries, all the wagers you need to make some money here at Gulfstream Park, available throughout the day. And with that said, let's just go right into the card this afternoon. The first race that kicks off the early pick five is a 1 mile turf event. These are claiming fillies, 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and up, which have not won 3 races in life. Did have a couple of scratches here. Not many scratches on the card, but a couple in this race. Going to scratch the one in Molja and the number 6 Infatuating. And right now, the course that's a co-favorite at 5-2 is the number 9 Sky Snow, who I think when the smoke clears will be the favorite. Stretching out slightly to mile. It just got nipped at the wire. Matter of fact, let's go back and just show you that last race. I thought it was a pretty good performance, and we're going to pick it up at the turn for home. And Sky Snow, you're going to see, just it closes, finished second. I thought it sort of had to go a little wide here in the stretch, but it didn't turn out to be much of a problem. Just, closes, just was beaten at neck. And there you see the horse turning for home and was the number 8 that afternoon, Sky Snow. And I thought it ran exceptionally well and really had a nice trip in there, but just couldn't hold off the winner in the race, number 4 to 5 favorite in there, Ghostly Beauty. So a good performance by this horse. You can see ding-donging it right down to the wire. So I just thought off that performance. Good connections with Carlos David. Miguel Vasquez trying to get this daughter of Lemon Drop Kid. If you want to play devil's advocate, sort of been stuck in second gear lately. The number 4 horse in here is 5-1. I think it's very interesting in this spot, and that's Lovely Brown, who's dropping to the 12-5 level, hit the board in 3 of 4 recent turf outings at that $25,000 to $20,000 level for trainer Steve Glaceris. Edgar Zayas will be in the saddle today. He's up there in the top of the standings. Good battle with the jockeys. We'll talk about that later, a little later on, but Edgar certainly adds to the appeal. Number 8, Star Swept, is back locally. Shipped up to Tampa, finished 5th. It was against those 16 3-lifetime claimers going a mile, as I mentioned, up there at Tampa Bay. But Ken Sweezy has Edwin Gonzalez, who's been riding in great form since arriving from up north. And this one is a 2-time local turf winner, so sort of like that. So for me in the opener, it was 9, 4, and number 8. Second race this afternoon on the main track at 5 1/2 furlongs. These are claimers, 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and up, with non-winners of 3 races in life or a race since October 15th. And I went to the inside horse, and I think a lot of people would, with number 1 Frenchman Street, who's dropping into this 12-5 condition claimer on the dirt. Returned from the layoff to finish 6th. Was only beaten like a little over a length in that race against those 16 open claimers. That was going 5 furlongs on the turf. Sappy Joseph Jr. is really strong with the turf to dirt move. He bats over 30%. Just thought Frenchman Street, for our leading trainer, would be very dangerous in that spot. Couple other horses in the race, the 3 Zano's Boys. This one is free-falling to this level on the main track after showing speed and fading, against $35,000 types sprinting on the grass. And look, the last time this horse went from turf to dirt, he won the inaugural at Tampa. Now, it was back in 2019, but he showed that he could handle the turf-to-dirt move today. But I'm sort of like reaching, going back to 2019. But Zano Boys, a major player in there. I'm not giving anything away. 4-1 on the morning line. Number 4, Put the Glass Down. Now in the Jennifer Young barn, this 5-year-old drops into, I think, a competitive spot after losing all chance when he broke in the tangle. Never really got in contact with the field against those 16 condition claimers last time out, so needs a sharp break. Lionel Reyes will be in the saddle this afternoon. For me in race number 2, it is the 1 Frenchman Street, the 3 Zano's Boys, and the 4 Put the Glass Down. Third race, back on the turf, sprinting 5 furlongs. These are maiden special weights, 3 and up, 6 in the field. And well, I think the morning line favorite, morning line favorite is going to be Venerable, who's debuting locally and cutting back to 5 furlongs and getting Lasix this afternoon. First start since dueling for the lead. Well, we'll show you that race up at Aqueduct. And this horse ran into a real nice buzzsaw last time out. Now you're going to see the horse turn it for home. I just thought ran well, but couldn't hold off the big favorite in that race that day. Well, the winner of that race that day, Never Surprised, who came back and won the $100,000 Central Park in its next race. So keeping company. It was a good performance. I mean, in the stretch, gets, it loses by about 2 lengths in here. But as I said, was highlighted when Never Surprised came back in its next race to win the $100,000 Central Park. So keying off that performance, Christophe Clement, Joe Bravo hooked up for a couple of victories already at the Spring-Summer Meet. And this is a $410,000 son of Tisnow. Certainly going to attract a lot of attention. But what about the 4, Citizen West, who's debuting locally on the turf in the first start since coming up empty, going a mile into 16th. That was in the mud at the fairgrounds. The owner-trainer, of course, Louis Roussel, has the son of Productive Turf sire, Quality Road, firing bullets for the turn back to 5 furlongs. So they drilled some speed into this horse, got the breeding to handle the turf. Love the work that Louis Roussel does. Maybe this horse can, on the board, actually second choice on the board, so at 5-2. And then the number 3 horse in here, Si Como No, who has shown speed in his previous turf sprints, turns back, and they're going to put blinkers on this afternoon after, looking to be part of the pace, I think, this afternoon with Antonio Sano, with Edgar Zayas in the saddle. So I think if you're looking for a speed play in there and you're getting a little bit of a price with this horse at 8-1, maybe instead of going with that big favorite who hasn't been seen in a while, the number 5 Venerable, you go with a horse like Si Como No with good connections, and Edgar Zayas trying to steal his thing on the front end. Going to take a short break, catch my breath, come back, show you my Rainbow Six ticket.
In the 2-path. Round by first inside. Race. And a quarter of a mile to go, and he's 6 on top. It's last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti here. Beautiful day, fast-made track, firm turf course. If you're just joining us, $750,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six. That is some nice change. You got a chance to take it down today. Of course, those 20-cent increments. So my ticket, $43.20. And let's take a quick look at it. Did go 3 deep in here with Colonel Tom, the 4, the 8 Grand Malbec, and the 5 Earth, who looks like it's going to be the speed in that race that has a lot of speed. Race 5, we went with Hot Babe, Addie, and Frosted Mistress. Thought those horses had a chance. Really loved Sap Daddy today, but that was before the couple of scratches of speed horses in here, the 7-10. Now, there's still speed in that race, but I think Zap Daddy's got a nice chance. Was 5-1 on the morning line. Race 7, number 2, Dropped Anchor, and Gigi Conquest. Race 8, 2 again, Yes I Am Free, and My Time Went On. Those look like the logical 2. My long shot is in the last, the number 4, Sope, who lost all chance when he tried 5 furlongs in the past. We'll talk about that horse a little later on. So getting back to race number 4 as I flip the pages here. Hold on one second. And we're getting to race 4 here. We might get stuck out here in the damp weather. 5 furlongs on the turf. These are claimers 4 and up, $12,500. Kicking off the Rainbow Six. No scratches, 9-horse field. Pretty nice race. And as I mentioned, I did go with number 4, Colonel Tom, who's changing barns, going to the Saffie Joseph Jr. barn. After that claim, drops to the 12-5 level, so you got to like that. But I think this horse sits in the garden spot behind what I see is going to be a mad scramble for the early lead. When you get these horses at this level, their best chance to win, if they showed speed in the past, is to get on the engine. Edgar Zayas will be in the saddle. The number 8 Grand Malbec is another dropping just a notch after disputing swift early fractions and finished second, was beaten the nose. That was against those $16,000 maidens. And Bobby DeBona has got Hector Berrios. Boy, he's been having a couple of really nice Sundays. He had a 2-win this week, win Sunday, and last Sunday he had 3 wins on Sunday, so maybe he's the Sunday man. He's going to try and do it on Thursday today, so he's been in good form, that is jockey Hector Berrios. And as I mentioned when I was talking about my Rainbow 6 ticket, the number 5 Earth can turn out to be the speed of the speed when he drops to this level. Look at the fractions he set last time out, 20-3, 43-1 before fading to finish 6 against those 16 starter allowance runners. The Son of Orb certainly going to be trying to take him as far as he can, so maybe it sets up perfectly for Colonel Tom in here. At least that's the way I drew it up on paper. Grand Malbec ran really good for Bobby DeBona, and as I mentioned, Earth. A lot of guys are picking Earth just because he has that devastating early speed, especially against those 12-5 claimers. Race 5 this afternoon is where the late pick 5 starts, and it's going to start with a main track race going 1 mile. These are maiden claiming fillies and mares 3 and up, $12,500. Once again, no scratches in the race, a field of 9 to kick off the late pick 5. I did go with the 1 Hot Babe, who should be primed, I think, and ready to score after returning from the layoff to duel for the lead and finish second at this same level in distance. Forward trainer Jose D'Angelo, Emissy El Jaramillo handling the inside draw this afternoon. Going to break from the rail with Hot Babe, 5-2 on the morning line. Number 5, Addy, is hoping to get away from the gate in a timely fashion. Broke slowly prior to finishing third behind Hot Babe last time out. Kathy Ridfo has got Edwin Gonzalez named to ride today, and I think this horse with a cleaner break can be right there at the wire with Hot Babe. Hot Babe, not a total standout for me, but certainly you would think they want to beat. But there's a couple of horses, as I mentioned, besides Addy. What about the number 9? Frosted Mistress, who has her claiming tag cut right in half this afternoon. She failed to get on track in back-to-back sprints at the $25,000 level. Really respect the connections here with trainer Ralph Nix. He's got Edgar Zayas handling the stretch out to the 1-turn mile. I think more importantly, the drop is going to help this horse. Not too good, those performances at the $25,000 level. Race number 6 this afternoon, about 7.5 on the turf. These are starter allowance 4 and up that are started for 16 or less. And we had the scratch, of course, of the 2 main track onlys, the 3 and the 6, but we also lost the 7 and the 9 in here. And I thought the 7 and the 10 in here. And I just thought that these horses had some speed in here, but I still see a lot of speed in here. But I love the fact that Zap Daddy was going to sit that trip today, going to turn back slightly to 7.5 furlongs. After that 2-race win streak ended, when he prompted the pace and faded to finish point behind a hard-knocking campaigner called Croy, who will be, I think, in the entries tomorrow and running. And that was a $16,000 state-bred optional claimer going a mile last time out. So he does his best running from that stalk close position, and I think he sees the pace today, even with those 2 scratches I mentioned, the 7 and 10, that did show some speed in the last couple of starts. The number 9, Midday Image, turning back just, after notching his 3rd consecutive victory when defeating this level of competition. That was a pair going a mile into 16. Louis Carvajal Jr. has Edgar Prado going for 4 wins in a row on this horse. Edgar's handled this horse perfectly. Came close to getting caught last time out, but it didn't happen. So this one certainly in good form. And what about the number 11? You say, well, that outside post. But I mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4 scratches to his inside. So the post is not a problem today. And number 11, Valmy now, just look at this horse's past performances. He likes to win races in bunches. We'll try to make it 2 in a row after returning from about a 20-month layoff to defeat $16,000 dated claimers at this same distance of about 7.5 furlongs for Eddie Pleaser Jr. Angel Arroyo atop this gelded Son of Broken Vow. When he gets good, he stays good for a while. As you can see, I think he reeled off 4 consecutive victories or thereabouts before going on the bench and then coming back and starting that new win streak now. So number 5, Zap Daddy, who I liked, was actually my best bet on the card today. Still like him, but I'm not as enamored with the 2 scratches in that race of speed horses. Midday Image couldn't be going any better, and Vow Me Now. Race number 7 this afternoon is a 1-mile starter optional claimer. 3-year-old started for $25 or less, or the optional claiming price of $20,000. And I'm going to start it off in here with the number 2 dropped anchor, who proved he can compete at this level when he responded in that first race after the claim by Alfredo Velasquez with a second-place finish behind a repeat winner called Hercules. I think he'll be playing Catch Me If You Can with Angel Arroyo in the saddle. So got a stat here on dropped anchor for trainer Alfredo Velasquez. Second start off the claim. These are some pretty good numbers. He's 15 for 54, 28%. 50% in the money, and 344 is the return of investment. So he really gets them to run after they've had a race under his tutelage. So that is the number 2 dropped anchor. Number 1, Gigi Conquest is hoping to find more for the stretch drive after rallying to finish third behind aforementioned dropped anchor last time out. Antonio Sano, Mr. Paco Lopez handling that rematch this afternoon. And then the number 4 horse in here, Cozando, who's hoping to break trouble-free. He lost his best chance when his head was turned. I went back and looked at this race. His head was turned briefly just at the start. He's usually consistent. I don't know how much that hurt him last time out. I thought it was going to be way worse when I read the small trouble line, but it went back marked. The horse went sort of like this. Embassy Al Jaramillo in the irons. I had to use that horse on my ticket, too, because I just thought that Cozando could be right there at the wire. Race number 8 this afternoon is a 5-furlong turf allowance optional claimer for 4-year-olds and up. The optional claiming price of $62,500. So the feature race this afternoon. And the number 2, Yes, I Am Free, is back in the allowance optional claiming ranks after squandering his best chance. He just broke slowly. That was in the $75,000 Silks run last time out. I thought he would have run much better with a clean break from Mark Cassie. Embassy El Jaramillo atop this. This horse is a multiple winner at this level of $62,500. Now, my Taiwan is coming into the race with good connections, especially good performances over Yes, I Am Free. He defeated that horse at this level 2 starts back, so he's got that. He was 4th in front of him in the Silks run, and I just think he probably takes the lion's share of the action off his recent form for Jane Sibeli. Joe Bravo named to ride. I just thought that Yes, I Am Free would have run better with a clean break, but my Taiwan comes in with those pretty good races against Yes, I Am Free. Then the inside horse, number 1, Citrus Burst, certainly adds to the intrigue in the feature race when he followed that third-place finish behind the top 2. That was back on February 5th. Then comes back and runs a really good second in the Silks run. So these horses have been knocking heads with each other. Jeff Engler, Romero Mirage handling, got to deal with the inside post with a horse that, doesn't break that sharply. So we'll see how this horse runs Citrus Burst this afternoon. So Yes, I Am Free, My Taiwan, and Citrus Burst for me. 9th and final race this afternoon. Got my long shot in this race. And it's 5 furlongs on the turf. First, we'll take care of that. Claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 in life. 12-5 down to $10,000. Did have a scratch in here of the number 5 horse. And I went with the number 4, Soap Bay, who lost all chance. Now, we're going to go back 2 starts and show you this horse's race. We're just going to show you the start. This was at 5 furlongs. Now, they stretched this horse out last time. Just wanted to show you this. This is 2 starts back. And basically, the number 2, you'll just see when this happens, when you're going 5 furlongs, you just have no shot in that race. With that said, that was 2 starts back. So that was, he turns back today, first race since he attended the pace last time out in weekend. That was against those 16-2 lifetime claimers. Now, that was going a mile, around 2 turns up at Tampa. Efren Loza Jr., I've had a lot of success with him with my long shots. Jesus Rios atop this, long shot play, I believe 10-1 on the morning line. So I'm keying off that performance 2 starts back. This horse previously won at 5 furlongs. So I'm going to put a line through that 2-turn race up at Tampa, hoping for a clean break this afternoon, hoping to get a price. Number 11, Discreet Tune, stepping up today to face winners after drawing clear to defeat a pair of next-out winners called Marsac and Charlie Can Do. That was a 16 maiden sprint at the distance for Joe Orsino. Paco Lopez going for 2 in a row, so that certainly was flattered when both those horses came back that he defeated to win their next start. Then French Reef, the Irish bred, was solid in defeat when he dueled throughout and was beaten a half length at this level and distance for Rohan Crichton. Embassy El Jaramillo named to ride, so we'll see if we can get the 4 Sope home on top at a little bit of a price, as I mentioned, 10-1 on the morning line. Going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have Thursday's lightning round. Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti here. We'll get about the 30 minutes of that, so to first race post time. But we're going to just go through the lightning round. And as I do each and every Thursday, I want to show you the updated stats, jockey and trainer standings. We'll start it off with the jockeys. And as I mentioned throughout the show, Edgar Zayas just one up on Edwin Gonzalez, 14-13. Paco Lopez with 8 wins. Miguel Vasquez ties him up with 8, and MCL Jaramillo with 6. So really nice battle on the top end there with Edgar Zayas and Edwin Gonzalez. He's got one on up him today. So Edwin, what a surprise coming down from up north and really riding very well. So, and now we'll just check out the trainers, and you're going to see Safi Joseph Jr. 10 wins early on in the meeting. Nobody's closer. The closest one is both Antonio Sano and Ken Sweezy with 3 victories each. Todd Pletcher with 2, Joe Orsino with 2. But look at Safi, got a big lead with 10 wins. And once again, early on in the meet, not too much you can glean from these trainer and jockey stats early on in the meet. But tomorrow, special day for me because it starts 2-year-old racing, which is really a lot of fun during the summer here. And there you see the actual field for the second race on Friday. I was going to say Friday, so kicks off the early pick 4, and the logical one I think is the 4-horse in there, Kiddo Dan. So, but there's a couple of ways to go. Love these 2-year-olds. That's going to be 4.5 furlongs, and that is Friday's second race. Then a great story, as you know, we are no longer running over across town at Gulfstream Park West, and got all the horses out of there. But just a great story. These 2 Florida horsemen saved all the cats at Gulfstream Park West. They just did a fantastic job. Hats off to Madeline Scametta and Allison Hickey. You know, just on the backside of any racetrack, there's lots of cats, and they found homes for all of them, which I think is a great story, and they deserve all the praise that they can get. You know, if you love animals, it's so great that what they did. So just a brief lightning round this afternoon. So we're going to take a little break. When we come back, well, before we come back, Pete will give you all the changes you need. Then we'll come back. See you in a bit.